They were the most powerful brotherhood in medieval Europe. Warriors of God, bankers to kings, guardians of secrets, and then overnight they became heretics. Arrested, tortured, burned alive, their wealth vanished, their leaders executed, their legacy buried in mystery. This is the rise and the fall of the Knights Templar. The story begins in the aftermath of the First Crusade. Christian forces had captured Jerusalem, but victory came with a problem. The roads to the Holy Land were deadly. Pilgrims traveling to Jerusalem were robbed, kidnapped, slaughtered, and so, around 1119, a small group of knights formed a brotherhood. Their leader, Hugh de Payens, their mission was simple: protect pilgrims. They called themselves the poor fellow soldiers of Christ. But they would not remain poor for long. The knights took vows of poverty, chastity, and obedience. Yet within decades, they became one of the richest organizations in the world. Why? Because they had the backing of the church. In 1139, Pope Innocent II issued a decree that changed everything. The Templars answered only to the Pope. They paid no taxes, they operated independently of kings, and people trusted them. So much so that they created something revolutionary: early banking. A pilgrim could deposit money in Europe and withdraw it safely in Jerusalem. No theft. No risk. Kings began to borrow from them. Nobles entrusted them with land. The Templars built castles, fortresses, and a financial empire. They were no longer just warriors, they were power. But power creates enemies. By the early 1300s, the Crusades were failing. The Holy Land was slipping away. The Templars' purpose was fading, and one man saw an opportunity: King Philip IV of France. Philip was deeply in debt to the Templars, and he didn't want to pay. So instead, he decided to destroy them. On Friday, October 13th, 1307, a date that would become legend, Templars across France were arrested simultaneously, without warning. They were accused of shocking crimes: heresy, idolatry, worshipping demons, none of it proven, but under torture. Confessions came, the church turned against them. Trials spread across Europe, the order began to collapse. Their Grand Master Jacques de Molay was imprisoned for years, forced to confess. Then he took it back. In 1314, he was sentenced to death. Burned alive in Paris, legend says, as the flames rose, he cursed both the king and the pope, and within a year, both men were dead. The Knights Templar were officially dissolved, their assets seized, their name erased, but not everything was accounted for. Their treasure vanished, their knowledge lost. Some say they hid sacred relics, like the Holy Grail. Others believe they escaped and went underground, becoming something else, something hidden. Even today, their symbols remain, their story retold in whispers, conspiracies, and legends. Because the truth is, the Knights Templar didn't just fall, they became a mystery. Warriors, bankers, heretics, legends. The Knights Templar rose in faith and fell in fire. Thanks for watching Stories and Lore. Please subscribe,